Good afternoon.
Hi.
Ganesh. We are interviewing Ganesh Kumar Yadav. He is the Mumbai Pradesh Youth Congress President, probably the youngest president in India. Thank you for your time to media. Mr. Yadav, should I address you as Ganesh since you're young? Ganesh, being a president of Mumbai Youth Congress, what is your agenda for the Congress Party?
Basically, if you see, as a youth Congress president of a state, the first agenda for me would be betterment of Mumbai state, as in that's my responsibility, and I will be the voice of the youth of Mumbai in front of the government and the party.
Okay.
So whatever are the problems of the youth, those issues will be addressed by me, and I will take up those issues and go and speak in front of our party or the government, since we are in power.
Now to start off, I mean, our listeners should know that he has done his MBA from Wellington. He had options to choose to join any multinational. He chose this path. What made you choose this path? I mean, you've done MBA. You could have landed up in a Morgan Stanley or a multinational. What inspired you to join this party and work?
It's basically, if you see, when I was studying, I was doing my MBA. It was the final year. At that time, Rahul ji had visited Mumbai. If you know about it, he travelled by the local train from Dadar station.
Correct.
And coincidentally, they say now you have to be at the right place at the right time. And I was passing by from Dadar station and I happened to meet Rahul ji with thousands of other people at Dadar station. So I became curious. I came back. I inquired why had he come here. Came to know that there are Youth Congress elections going on, the new process that has been started by Rahul ji, so that even if you don't have a family background in politics, only on the basis of your capability you have to contest an election. On your basis of your work, people will support you, they will vote you, and for a party, organizational position, you contest from an election and you become the president or whatever the positions are there in the party or the organization. So I actually had gone for a card to meet the local representing officer who conducts the elections, and I ended up contesting. In my first elections I became state general secretary. Then Rahul ji took cognizance of my performance and then he evaluated me, and then I was selected in top 21 in India. With Rahul ji I was working as the NOB full team, and then I went and contested again in the state and I became the state president in my second tenure.
Okay. Coming back to state presidents, there were presidents earlier also. There will be presidents after you. What is the difference you think you have made after taking over this post compared to the previous state presidents?
Look, even the previous state presidents were very well-to-do. They did a very good job in the party. But since they have passed away, they've gone ahead into the basic Congress when their age is over. And now, after I have taken over, if you see, considerably, every president has his own style of functioning. Every president works in his own way, be it in Youth Congress or the basic. I basically have a policy wherein I take all people along, and we have started our Taluka conventions now. And all the 36 assemblies, we are going ahead with our Taluka conventions, and believe me, the response is phenomenal. Everywhere, in every Taluka, we are getting a response of 1,500 to 2,000 youth coming and turning up for those programs. And it's basically about, we've named it as Laksh 2014. It's basically not, we're not hungry for power, that we should come back to government, but what we have done in the past 9 years, we are portraying it in those conventions. And for the first time in the history of Youth Congress, it's been that 36 assemblies, all have been covered under this convention. Till now we finished 25. This month we will be finishing 11 more. And basically we have fought for many issues like BST fare hike had happened. We fought for that. Jawans were killed. Even if Jawans were killed, we retaliated to it by burning effigies of the Pakistani Prime Minister. Many issues we take up during the Delhi gang rape also. It was us first who asked for capital punishment for the rapists or the convicts. Because there was no capital punishment for rape, and we are demanding that, even though it was a murder case which made them to hang. But now we are demanding that with the, if you see, during a rape, if the brutality is more, then you should hang the person. Capital punishment should be given even for rape, even if the victim survives. This is what we have written to the President of India. So there are many issues that we take up. So it's basically spontaneous reactions to issues that are coming up daily. So that's what is Youth Congress about.
Now, you are projecting yourself as a youth leader. You are holding a charge as a youth president. On one hand, we have Rahul Gandhi, who is 42, who himself projects that he wants to connect with the youth. On the other hand, yesterday, Mr. Narendra Modi has been named the BJP PM nominee. He is 65. He's got more youth followers than Rahul Gandhi. How will a strategy be worked out from your party to bring down this deficit? Or what is the strategy?
Look, first I would like to mention certain points. It's basically a thought process or a perception that Narendra Modi has more youth followers than Rahul Gandhi. That's not the case. If today he had that following, then he would have come back into the limelight long back. See, he's speaking about a state. I can give you facts and figures. It will take I'll take 2 or 3 minutes of yours. Basic figures I'll give it to you. There is a study of the UNICEF which says that it's not me or the Congress party or the government speaking about it. It's UNICEF who's made this report. Out of every 2 children born in Gujarat, 1 is anaerobic. Out of every 4, 3 who are born are malnourished. It's a report by the UNICEF. 7,000 primary schools have been shut in Gujarat. Just because you have a good PR agency, just because you have a good PR doesn't mean that you are capable enough. The people have to know the truth. You compare state growth. Gujarat state growth is around 9% now. When Chimanbhai Patel and Madhav Singh Solanki was there, it was 16%. But it was overall growth, inclusive growth that we always speak about. He speaks about exclusive growth, we speak about inclusive growth. And in a state like Gujarat, in one single state, if he is running it, it's only singular government there, BJP or Congress. There is no alliance there. And if you come to national politics, in an alliance government, in the last 9 years, the average growth rate of the whole country is 8 years under us. If you see their records when they were in power, it is around 5.2 to 5.3. So we have done substantially well, better than them under the leadership of our leader Sonia Ji, Rahul Ji or Pradhan Mantri Manmohan Ji. So if you compare facts and figures, you can mislead a country by just going on the media and speaking well. But ultimately that substance should be there that you have delivered. Sabarmati waterfront is the most talked about in Gujarat, if you know. It's a 850 crore project. You come to Maharashtra, you go to a small village, there we have done chota dam costs around 850 crores. Sabarmati waterfront, he does work for 5 paise and projects is at 500 rupees. That is where we are lacking. We have done work for 500, we are not able to project it, we are not able to go and take credit. That's what we are planning now, how to go. That's how we are coming into social media and all these things.
Being a president of Youth Congress, you need more funds to run your party. Where will you get these funds? And if you are raising funds, it is on the contrary of Narendra Modi. He says he doesn't require funds. So my question is in 2 parts. A is where
you should take a Gujarat budget and you should see where those funds are being diverted for PR and all those things. Because they say it's Gujarat's PR, but I don't think it's Gujarat state's PR. It is Narendra Modi's PR that they are spending on. So public money being spent on Narendra Modi himself as the chief minister is somewhere wrong, I feel. And when he speaks about fund and about us, raising funds is like we have our membership, we do membership, the 15 rupees, then we have our elections. And today most of the people who are joining in the party are themselves into their businesses and we all contribute to it. It's not a single man affair. It's all our party workers. We all come together, we contribute. Now I want to take a program, so my committee is of 44 people. So we all contribute together, we work as a team and out of love for the party because we know our party can deliver it. We say Congress party ideologies are in the DNA of India. Nobody can take it out from India. It is only our party ideologies that says that all caste, creed, community, religion are all one. But if you go to any other party, they ask votes on the basis of division, we ask votes on the basis of inclusive. We ask votes on the basis of development and taking everybody along. They divide and they ask for votes, we unite and we ask for votes. The people have to decide who is better.
Coming back to Mumbai, I mean, we heard that you and your party also wants to make Mumbai Shanghai. If yes, then will you get the support of your senior Congress leaders, your party men? Because
Why not?
I'll just complete my other part. Because there is this saying that, in Hindi, that zahar mein hi keede hote hain. So how will you react to this such political atmosphere that, there are rivals within your party who are trying to bring you down? I mean, it's a fact. Everybody knows. How will you come up in such an atmosphere?
Sir, that is politics. You are in politics, you can't expect everything to be green everywhere. So if that is a part and parcel of politics, not only in our party, it's there in all the parties.
Correct. I agree.
So that is, I don't think that's an issue we should be even thinking about. Because right now, currently, the need of the hour is we have to do something good for the city and the country. So we should be more focused on that rather than all these things. So you speak about Mumbai, so I'll be Mumbai specific now. Be any leader opposing, be anything, whatever being done. Today Mumbai has developed and we have had a huge role to play in it. Be it Bandra Worli ceiling, it's been implemented in our time. Be it Eastern Freeway, we've started it and it's tremendously good, you must have used it. All these are our vision, we have bought it in. When Gadkari bought in MMRDA, he did work for 500 crores. We have done work for more than 5,000 crores in Mumbai itself under MMRDA. Like I said, they are good at PR. We are not that good at PR because, we generally tend to work more and talk less. Because gradually with time, people will also realize. If you see the number of bridges that have come up in Mumbai, it's all during our tenure, be it JJ flyover, be it Lalbagh flyover, be anything. This is on a Mumbai specific scale I'm speaking about. If you come to the country level, it is only after that we came in. They speak about corruption and all these things you must be knowing. Say, BJP had the RTI bill ready for 4 years, but they didn't present it in the parliament. Why didn't they present it if they were so very eager that corruption should be finished? It was our government who presented it and passed it also. It is our government who got right to education. Basically, if you see the Congress party ideologies or our leaders' thoughts are that we should open up the system more. That is only when we divide power. It's been Congress party's thought process since long and Rahulji is continuing it. Say we divide power, give it to the people. Pehle corruption kabhi hota tha. When the power is given of decision is given to one person's hand, then he corrupts the system. When you divide the power, when you open up the system, then corruption can be controlled or it can be brought down. That is why that is what earlier the power of questioning of bureaucracy was given only to MLAs or MPs or corporators. Now we have given it to the people. So after that, corruption has come down. It is our thing that we gave it to. In right to education, we divided power. We gave reservations to the weaker section. So that is when the system improves. When you empower the weak to become strong.